Welcome back to another episode of Save It for the Pod, episode number 123. Ironic that it's 123 because apparently that's an angel number. And as you all know, Tatiana, she's super into angel numbers, supposed to be lucky stuff. And we thought we were going to have good vibes with episode 123. I even said it at the very beginning of the pod that we would have good vibes. And we had everything but. So AJ and I were on our lonesome, no Phil, no Luke, and recorded a whole episode. Might have been an hour and a half, might have been 2 hours. I have no idea. We end up finishing the pod, and right as we wrap up, and as AJ goes to stop the recording, we realize we never even started said recording. So did a whole episode, all for naught. No audio recording. We don't want to leave y'all with nothing, so we do have camera audio, and hopefully it's not too bad. I haven't started editing. I'm doing this right before I pack my stuff for work, where I usually do my editing, so tomorrow we will find out, and Tuesday, as a family, we will all see, was the camera audio good enough? I sincerely apologize. For those that listen to this entire episode, you're a real one. But yeah, this episode has no actual mic audio. It's all camera audio. And again, we apologize. So thank you for tuning in. Yeah, it's episode 123. Enjoy this shitty ass episode. Peace.
And if you ain't fucking with this podcast, then you're just a bitch ass trick.
Welcome back to another episode of Save It for the Pod, episode number 123. Is that an angel number?
123?
123.
Yeah, Tatiana just walked by and we all know she loves her angel number. So we on episode 123. Hopefully we got some good vibes today. As you see, if you're watching this, it's just AJ and I in the building. No Phil. Phil is in Chicago. And then Lukey is still in Europe doing European things.
Gallivanting.
Yes. I think right now he's in London.
In it?
Yes. He's on his top boy shit. Bro, don't.
How Drake do you think he's being?
Bro, he is OD Drake right now. And you know he's going to come back with some fashion shit. I don't know if they sell Drake's Nocta stuff out there, but if they do, Luke's definitely coming back with some Nocta.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
The Nike gliders or whatever they're called. I actually kind of
You know you just licensed for money too.
Yeah. But it's also dope because he went out there to see his fam, and right now I think his girl and her sisters were in Europe as well, so they met up in London. So hopefully they're having a good time, and then hopefully Phil's having a good time in Chicago. Was Phil in Chicago before? Just visiting?
Yeah, I think he's
visiting.
Yeah.
Well, AJ and I are still stateside. Well, I guess Phil too. But how's your week been, AJ?
Oh, it's been good. Yeah, it hasn't been too crazy, so.
Chill week, no stress?
Yeah, pretty chill, yeah.
That's good. Same with me. I don't think this week... Actually, this week was a little bit busy, but not stressful. So, I'm going off of last pod, still short staffed, so I haven't been having to officiate here and there. So today I was off because I was working on Sunday, and I've had a couple of late nights. But even today I was just running around, running errands, installed a new shower curtains rod. But I'm also dumb because I should have just bought the rod where you don't need to screw it in. And
you just twist and yeah.
Yeah, but our bathroom, it's tile, and I definitely thought I could drill through the tile. You cannot drill through the tile, at least with the drill that we have. Not even close. I was sitting there for I thought I was gonna overheat the drill trying to drill
the entire bathroom is tile?
No, but where the rod was before and where I wanted it to be was tile. So once I realized I couldn't drill through the tile, I was like, is there a way that I could just super glue it somehow stick it to the wall? And I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna just move off the tile. And it's kind of in because it's also a curved one, it's not a straight one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because we wanted a curved one to give us more space in the shower.
Yeah, for sure.
But now that it's curved and more to it, when you sit on the toilet, the curtain's right on. Tatiana's like, I don't care.
I feel like there's not. Do they have ones where you just twist to tighten, like the expandable ones for curved ones? I think all curved ones have to be screwed. No?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Well, I don't know if they're all curved, but I think they do have ones that you can screw in, or you can like not suction cup it, but stick it to the wall.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. When I bought it, I thought I could drill through the tile, and that's note to self that you cannot drill through tiles.
Lindsay, ask Donovan.
Yeah, I should have hit up.
To let us know in the chat.
Definitely should have hit up Lindsay and Don, or even Luke at minimum. Should ask them, or you as well could ask you. But nah, outside of that, it's been a chill week. So
Never could ask so many people. It's just like,
wow, I was just stubborn, bro. Not even that I was stubborn. I just didn't think twice about it. I was like, oh, I could for sure drill through this tile. But it is what it is. Going right into the topics, these are all going to be a surprise for AJ, because for those that do not know, we usually share a topic list with each other, add stuff, and AJ has no idea what's on the list. I made it today, and we're going to get right into it. So, you being a big proponent of Google Maps, AJ, did you see the story of Google having a lawsuit against them because there was a family, or I don't know if it was a family or if it was just the dad. He ended up getting into an accident and dying because Google Maps told him to go on a bridge that either was already broken or broke while he was driving on it. I'm pretty sure it was the first one. And he ended up falling off the bridge in his car, like 20 feet or something like that, into a lake, river, whatever, and ended up dying. And people have been asking, I don't know if it was Google or the city, to close this bridge because there's been injuries, so on and so forth, and all these requests were going ignored, and now it led to someone's fatality. It actually happened in 2022, but I just seen the story today.
yeah, I mean that would be on the city to either close that bridge or whoever like is responsible for updating the mapping systems like for the city.
So, of course, what I saw, because I've seen it like 3 different times.
But you said that they're suing Google Maps, you're saying, right?
They're suing Google, yes.
Yeah.
Of course, I would assume that Google is the bigger fish in this more than the city. Of course, cities have a lot of money, but Google is a billion-dollar industry, so I don't know how that compares to a city or whatever. But it is crazy to me that the people are going to Google instead of the city first. Maybe they're going for both, but the articles I saw don't say Google.
And it probably could be like, so not that Google would countersue, but if they're getting sued for something that is responsible, like the government is responsible for in that city or whatever, then they, instead of like people paying a lawyer to fight both of them, or like paying a lawyer to an hourly rate to try to work with the city who's never gonna respond to them or answer them or give them the real, like getting someone bigger involved that has the attorney power or whatever to. Yeah.
And what's also crazy to me, not that I'm blaming, one, definitely not victim blaming, but two, not blaming the people of the city. But if they felt like it was that much of an issue to where you're putting all these complaints in, why didn't anyone like take matters into their own hand? Not saying that they had to build the bridge, but no one wanted to put like barriers or anything like that.
Oh, to block it?
Because there was no signage, they said.
Yeah.
Nothing to warn people of what led ahead.
And people had already been complaining and there was no So I feel like that's the city, but just like that's crazy for. I don't know, I'm interested to see where this goes.
Like, I know for a fact, so AJ, you know, but the listeners, they don't. The turnpike or our highway system is literally 2 feet away from my neighborhood. So, like, if I knew that this exit, like, people were constantly getting into accidents and getting injured because the bridge was broken, bro, I'm putting some type of signage. Like, I am buying fucking plywood and putting up a sign. Like,
Zach is the hero that town needs.
For real, bro. I just unless I was trying to drill through tile, That's the only thing about it.
Yeah, you wouldn't need GoTo Top for
But
that.
yeah, bro, you got to be careful with Google, because I know you're a big Google Maps guy. You're anti-Apple Maps, anti-Waze, so you got to be careful, bro.
Yeah, but I don't know. If they were using Apple Maps, it probably wasn't or wouldn't have been updated either.
Yeah, that's very true. They would have just brought them the wrong way, like everyone else.
Brought them the wrong way.
So yeah, be careful for any Apple users out there. Getting off that, did you see that the military lost one of their fighter jets? It's called like a F-35. Apparently, like it's an $80 million jet, and they're asking us citizens to help them find this jet.
How'd they lose it?
So apparently, the pilot, I don't know if it was some kind of malfunction, but he ejected himself from the plane. Mm-hmm. But they have no idea where the plane landed. But my number one question is, how do these planes not have some type of tracking device?
Bro, why didn't they didn't put no Apple tag?
Exactly.
They could have put an Apple tag.
An air tag could have saved them, bro.
Could have saved them all this money and time.
But G shit, like our basic ass cars, like you can track those. And you telling me an $80 million fighter jet, you can't track? Even for safety purposes, like let's say...
They probably can, but maybe something just happened and the tracking is off now.
Maybe.
That's more likely what happened, but
that's the case.
but for them to be like start a local search party.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
I have no idea what state it happened in.
That's what search party better not be volunteer, better be paid.
Yeah, exactly. If I find that plane, bro, I better be getting some type of compensation.
All right.
Give me a quarter.
Don't take any of your air tags with you, so they can't track you.
Yeah.
And then just keep that information hostage.
Exactly, bro.
I need 40 million, so you can get your 80 million back.
But if I were to find a fighter jet, before I even announce anyone, I'm definitely trying to get inside and seeing if I could start it up. Not fly it, at least see what it's like to be in a fighter jet.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna have a seat though, because the pilot ejected himself. The seat will be gone.
That's true. Unless they have refills.
Yeah. But it's wild. $80 million. Military do better. Start putting air tags on all your modes of transportation. Ships, boats, tanks,
But air tags.
all of them.
Air tags on everything. Or you can just build an iPhone into the unit. Just find my iPhone. They'll find those things too.
Bro, could you imagine Tesla fighter jet? That would be good.
That'd be crazy. With the fart noise still in it. Yeah.
Do you think we'll ever get to a time where we're all electric, like planes and?
I don't know, maybe. We probably will, but I just don't know how quick. I feel like it's not going to be as quick as everyone thinks it will be.
Yeah.
We do need to find a way to get better with our energy, though.
We definitely do. But
I need to learn to invent some nuclear energy thing.
I don't know anything about this. I've never even been inside a Tesla. We're in 2023. I've still never been inside of a Tesla. But a single charge, does that last shorter than a full tank of gas?
I think they try to make it similar.
Okay. Yeah, because obviously I don't know how long.
It depends on the car too, probably.
Gotcha.
Because you're comparing it to
like my Civic. Would it last?
Nah, yours. I don't know. I
I
forget.
35 miles per gallon, and I get
And how many? Oh yeah, how many gallons?
I think it's close to 400 or something like that.
400 miles. Yeah.
No. Yeah. My bad.
Nah, 400 miles is probably more. Than I think Teslas are around 300 or something.
Got you. And I had another question about the planes, but now I forgot.
Tesla plane.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how long a flight would last, within the fighter jets. Because one, I'm assuming a fighter jet's probably burning more fuel or energy than your regular commercial airline.
Oh, you're saying actual Tesla fighter jets.
Yeah.
I thought you were just saying Tesla jets in general. A Tesla fighter jet?
Well, both. Yeah.
What, but just an electric jet? I don't know if they could ever, if they can do that.
Why not? I'm not
Because of how much,
disagreeing.
I just feel like how much power it would need to go to move that fast just by like traditional propulsion or whatever.
Got you.
But not traditional, but it's just like
Yeah, and I'm
like
pretty
combustion
sure.
power, however it does it.
Yeah, once on the pod, didn't we talk about like shit that just doesn't make sense to you? And I think I said flying. So we're talking about this, and I'm like,
Yeah, like, alright, makes sense because it doesn't make sense.
that shit will never be able to make sense to me. But moving on, while we on government, I brought up one of these stories after the pod, last podcast. But these politicians have been out here, bro. So you saw well, first I'll start with the story that I talked about last week. So her name was Susan Gibson, and she's a nurse practitioner. She's running for some type of local government, but...
Wait, sorry to interrupt you. We're stuck on the Tesla thing.
Okay,
It's
go ahead.
between 320 or
Okay, so
or 405.
Yeah, so it's about the same.
Oh, yeah, continue, my bad.
Nah, so I was saying, I already forgot her name.
The government?
Susan Gibson,
Yeah.
running for some type of local government. And again, this is the story I told you in Phil after the pod last time.
Mm.
But she got put on blast, I guess, when she started running or midway through, that her and her husband had been found on some type of campsite having sex, face out and about.
Mm-hmm.
She's not doing the whole no face, no case. But one, I'm going to salute her. Like, I know everyone says on the pod that I'm the horniest one or I'm the biggest creep or whatever. But honestly, I'm going to salute her for doing her thing. She getting that extra bread, because as a nurse, you making decent money. I don't know what her
Right.
husband does. And now she's trying to run for local government. Again, don't know how much people in government get paid. But shout out to her. No shame in her game. And from what I saw on the tape, she's one, very attractive and pretty good at what she does. So she would definitely have my vote. Without
What city is this? Is she here?
She's in Virginia, somewhere in
okay.
Virginia.
You're about to move.
Yeah. Well, that actually poses a good question. Do you think you would trust somebody more that some type of story like this was released and they kind of had no shame, they kind of owned up to it, and the video they did a pretty good job? Or would you trust somebody more that's keeping all this private, being professional? I think I'm trusting the person that's just like, fuck it, that's me, I'm a normal person.
Yeah, but then it's like, alright, you don't know if the other person has a past like that or something, you know? But I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. And I think we're just moving closer to that, and that's why you get a story like this where they don't really care as much. It's because like, not that you trust those people more, but if they feel like real people more than a politician, you're probably gonna trust them more anyway.
Yeah. Which
and it's like, especially if they're not hiding something like that or not trying to push that under a rug or something, then they're probably being honest with most of what they got going on.
Which this leads to my next story. I don't know if you saw this, but this one was a lot more talked about. So this was, what was her name? She's from Colorado. Lauren Boebert.
Boebert?
Yeah, boebert.
That's right.
Her and her boyfriend, I guess. I've seen conflicting stories. Some said it was a first date. Some said that they were dating for a while, but they were at a Beetlejuice show, musical, something, and then she ended up getting kicked out because there was a couple of things. Apparently, she was recording herself, like singing the songs, which that's definitely a no-no. Like at a musical, they tell you no phones or anything like that, or even at a movie. 2, she was vaping, so definitely can't be doing that in closed spaces. And then this is probably a bigger deal to some people, but she was getting felt up on, and so like they had black and white footage, and the dude she was with feeling all up on her titties.
Oh, okay.
And then she giving him a hand job.
Oh my god.
So I don't think she got kicked out because of the last 2. I think it was the vaping and recording herself. But she's also someone that was just like, yeah, I own up to it. It was a mistake. But where I was like, alright. Because then she had to go back to her. She's also
Oh, this is a different story. A different person.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first one was a nurse practitioner, had sex with her husband on cam,
Yeah.
on one of those paid sites. This one, the lady and she was from Virginia. This one's the lady from Colorado. First date with a guy, getting felt up on, giving him a hand job.
Sounds like drugs.
She never said it could have been.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
never said like she was under the influence of anything. She was just there for a good time, but she owned up to it. But she's right wing. She's a Republican, and so TMZ I think had caught her at an airport, and she was just like, "Yeah, it was a mistake." But then she went on the guy. She was like, "Next time I got to make sure I check their political standing," kind of alluding to the fact that he's a Democrat. And
oh my gosh.
to add more to this story, apparently he's a bar owner who his bar hosts drag shows, and we all know how Republicans feel about drag queens. So, so she definitely thought she made a big mistake.
Yeah, and also that's like, she did illegal things. Like it wasn't. It's not like what the other lady did was illegal. She did very I won't say very illegal, but definitely illegal things.
Yeah, but on the flip side, from her point of view, I wonder if she can, even though she was kind of doing illegal things, can she sue the theater or whoever released the footage? Like, could she make the argument of me and my boyfriend or whatever were having an intimate moment? Yes, it's in public.
No, it's public.
But she's getting all felt up on, giving him a
public.
hand job? Okay.
Yeah, it's a public thing.
Alright. But, because you know people trying to sue for anything and everything.
Right. They're just like,
Yeah. But also what's funny to me is if you look at her Twitter, you would think that this never happened. Like, all her tweets are just about Joe Biden this, Joe Biden that. I'm like, lady, you just got kicked out of the theater. I don't know if she got arrested or anything.
Well, this was recently.
Yeah, it was like, at least the story came out recently.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that it just recently happened, especially with the TMZ clip that came out. But this was within the past week.
Okay.
Past week or two. So we all are.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought it was like an example. Not example, but it was like a thing she had done in the past.
Nope.
Like the first
Recent.
lady. Yeah.
Recent.
Oh dear.
So.
And he was a Democrat too.
Yeah. But it's just
All
funny.
her Republican friends are looking at her crazy now.
They definitely are, bro.
They're like, you're not really repping who you're
And that's somebody. I know
I'm.
I'm contradicting myself because I just said somebody like that I would trust, but at the same time, she's a bad judge of character. She couldn't tell what he was a Democrat, right?
Or she just doesn't care.
That's
She's just Republican for the limelight of it or the celebrity of.
That is very true. Because they definitely, some of them, maybe not all of them, but some of them definitely hype it up for the camera and to rile up their side.
Yeah,
whoever's,
to get engagement,
Yep.
social engagement.
Exactly. A question that I had, since we don't have Phil here, no Phil's question of the week. If you had a time machine, would you go back in time or into the future?
Into the future.
Why is that?
Because both are sketchy, but I feel like the past is more sketchy. Like it depends. Like where are you gonna go, and what depending on what time you go to.
See, and this just shows our difference in thought
process,
thought process. Because you're thinking about just like in general, in the greater good of everyone. I'm selfish, so I'm thinking about I want to go back into the past and maybe change a couple of things.
Oh, like tell yourself someone.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know that you were like going to do something. I thought it was just if you could pick one and you couldn't affect anything, which one would it? So
yeah, neither one is wrong. It's just our thought processes are different. So continue
from the question.
Yeah, so continue with why with the future.
Yeah, because what I first thought of was just like you're just going there as a visitor or as an observer, right?
And I guess that's also where we differ. Because I was thinking you're going in the future or the past and kind of just chilling there.
Yeah.
But if you have a time machine, I guess you can always go back. So I just didn't think that. But sorry, continue.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously we have war now, but it's not to the degree that we used to have back then. And like, I feel like if we go back to the past, depending on, like, say you go to like ancient times or ancient times to us, I wonder, there's fewer humans on the planet, so maybe you won't run into people as much. But there's probably some hostile people back there. Not like, there's definitely less understanding people. Like, you go back to the wrong time, which burn him at this thing.
And bro, so that's also what I was thinking.
We're gonna be wearing sneakers, right? They're like, what the fuck? What are those?
One, think you're a witch. But two, something I always think about with this question, if I were to go back in time, like outside of selfishly going to talk to myself, but like stopping significant world, like something that happened in the timeline. So like I think about going back to like 9/11 and telling people like at the towers, like, yo, y'all need to get out of here. But you do that, bro, people are gonna be like, this nigga one is crazy and this nigga is a terrorist.
And he did it.
Exactly. He is involved. Yeah. So
I'm from the future. Trust me. Like the planes are gonna crash into here.
Exactly.
And
bro.
then the only way to believe you is if the planes actually crash into here and you know like actual details.
Yeah. But then you're gonna be like, he's involved.
Yeah, exactly.
So that you can't do that. And of course, I mean, we watch all these movies about like the butterfly effect. So who knows what could have happened even if you saved those people that day? Something way worse could have happened later. But yeah.
Dang, I have a good follow-up question.
Okay, go ahead.
Wait, well, so what? You didn't say where you would go.
Oh yeah, so I would go to the past, but it's just to be selfish and make myself rich.
Yeah.
By betting on sporting games, getting involved in some type of investments that I know might blow up into the future.
But you can still do that by going to the future, though. Because you could just go and see what the top companies are, or like.
Oh yeah.
And then you can come back and because if you.
Big Burn AJ.
Yeah, I feel like if you do it the way. I just thought about this right now too, based on like kind of what you're saying. I feel like I'd benefit more from it if I knew what was going to happen a few years from now than if I went back and changed it, because I feel like you live your life differently if you have more money, right? And you may just like switch. You may affect. I don't know if you're affecting how if it's not just like, oh, there's going to be more money in my bank account the next day. If you're affecting how like your life happens up until where you are, based on your better investments that you made. Like, I don't know. I feel like I like you. I want to know exactly what happened behind me right now.
Yeah. And
then go into the future and just like take notes and come back and be like, all right, this is what I'm doing.
Got you. But
and then you can tell more people too.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to articulate this right.
Yeah.
So in my head, I feel like you can go into the past and change the, like, okay, AJ, you go back to 1998. Like, I feel like you can change the AJ that's sitting right next to me right now in this moment, and obviously future AJ. But to me, I feel like you can't, 2050 AJ can't go to now, tell them about certain, so okay, say you go to 2050 and you see AJ is living like a middle class lifestyle. Like, you're saying that you could go back in time, make certain investments, and make future AJ rich. But if he's already living that middle class lifestyle, clearly there was something that didn't get him rich. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I can't go if I went to the future and then went back to the present and tried to tell myself things, but I already saw that Zach in the future is living a certain type of way, then I feel like that was a waste. But 2023 Zach can go back to.
I see what you're saying. But so you don't have to talk to him. One, you can be like, if you're visiting yourself. I was still in my situation. I was still thinking not visiting yourself.
Okay.
Say you visit yourself, right? You can see how they're living.
Yeah.
And are you talking to yourself at that period?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so then you can be like, yo, what investments do you wish, like, what happened to get you to this point? So now you understand, like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. Then you can ask them, like, all right, what would you have invested in 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Like what would have got you the biggest return? And then that person can tell you that, or you can just like do the research.
Yeah.
And then you go back, and then that person no longer exists anymore because you have that information, and your life changes from that point. So you'll never get to that same outcome.
I feel like I need to watch a Rick and Morty episode that has some type of time travel.
Yeah, where it's like crossing it. Yeah, it's multiple universes.
Yeah.
You're just changing the time space. I don't know. I'm just saying words.
Yeah. Also, when I read this, like I said, I was imagining it to you going back to a certain time or into the future at a certain time, and you're just living the rest of your life from that timeline.
Okay.
I didn't even think about, so if that was the question that was being asked, it's definitely me going back to the past, because I want to have those youthful years again.
Yeah.
And be able to live, because as cliche and corny as it sounds, these are the best years of our life. Yeah, being older is going to be dope and fun, but I feel like it's not as fun as it is when you're younger.
Yeah, for sure.
So I want to live my youth again, and not my old years.
Yeah, if we could, honestly, we could just do college again.
Yeah, exactly. I think I would go back to, and I'm not trying to change the subject. Did we ever talk about like what was our favorite like years of our life? Because I know some people that are like, oh, I love high school, I love college. For me, I feel like
we have. But go ahead.
Okay, I feel like middle school was my favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I loved middle school, bro. So I was gonna say that would be the timeline that I would go back to, so I could live middle school, high school, college, all over again.
Yeah. I mean, I would do that also just to like do that stuff over again and do it differently, right?
Yeah.
But if that's what we're doing. But if it was like, are you have to pick a time to live in? So the question is, if you pick a time to live in for the rest of your life, like if you just like some kind of just like what stage of your life would you want to have stayed living in?
Oh, that would be college for sure. Even though middle school is my favorite, I mean, that's not something I would want to relive for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Because then you still living at home, you having to live by
Right.
your parents' rules. But it was definitely a simpler time. But college, obviously, we're on our own.
Even with not having a lot of money, I still would do college. I still would do college.
Facts. Eating hot sauce sandwiches every day.
Yeah.
I could definitely do that.
Being, I would take being broke to just go back or like live in college for another year or something.
Yeah.
Maybe not another year. I think it has to be a couple of years back to back. But yeah, anyway. So with the now I forgot the
Going into the future or going
nah,
into
the question. I had a follow-up question. Damn, I really should have just asked it. My bad.
nah, you good.
Or just like got it on the record.
You're good. I'm sure it'll come back to you
Yeah.
when we go. This is definitely an interesting topic. I don't know. Obviously, it'd be very, very, very dope to see time travel happen within our lifetimes, but that's not happening. Maybe not ever. So, but the idea of it is super fire. But obviously, the world would be extremely fucked up. With anybody having the ability to
The time travel. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
If we just kept changing things, we were just like jerked into like your conscious self is just jerked between different like
Yeah.
timelines. Like what is going
Yeah,
on?
exactly.
That's funny.
But that's all I have for that question. And like I said, we can go back to it. But get off your chest. And then best thing you've seen this week. You have anything for get
Yeah,
off your
let me
chest?
see. Check my notes. No, good.
Alright. For me, and I already know you might jump on me a little bit. There might be some listeners that jump on me, but I'm gonna blame it on the media. I'm not blaming it on this person or this team, but I think I'm very, very close. If you're looking at the camera, I'm this close to turning on Dion in Colorado, bro.
What? Turning on him?
Bro, the media legit is making me start to like dislike this because it's just that I don't like anything that takes up the entire news cycle.
Oh,
Like,
right.
yes, I'm a Lakers fan.
That's why you
and
didn't like LeBron.
They're on yeah. I feel like when LeBron first got into the league, I wasn't a fan of him, but I didn't dislike him, nor did I hate him. But it was just once ESPN, everything was LeBron this, LeBron that, and all my friends started becoming LeBron fans, and it was just, that's all I would hear about, and that's when I started hating. And especially when you got to the Heat, that's when I truly started hating.
Yeah.
Because it was like, all right, this is all I hear about this nigga 24/7. Like the Cowboys, I don't like the, sorry Lindsay, I don't like the Cowboys because that's all they get talked about. But Dion right now, bro, you can't go anything sports related. You can't watch anything, listen to anything, have a conversation with anybody without Colorado being brought up.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of different things about it. So, one, Dion, like, there. You know what? I'm not even going to touch that one. I want to go to what I messaged y'all about. I think it was on Discord. That obviously I love. A lot of people are starting to watch college football.
Oh yeah.
Because of Colorado, but it is bringing a bunch of dudes to it, and that's not really Colorado. I'm not going to blame Colorado or Prime or anything like that, but I feel like one, it's a lot of people that just don't watch football in general, but two, a lot of people that watch NFL. So the Travis Hunter injury, I'm glad that it wasn't anything like super severe, that he's just out 3 weeks, but obviously it sucks that he is out that amount of time. But people talking about the other kid that did the dirty hit, yes, I'm admitting that it was a dirty hit, but that type of shit happens in football all the time. If Hunter doesn't get injured, this isn't even a conversation. Do you agree? Like, we see those quote-unquote late hits all the time, and it's not a conversation after that.
I think it's just so many more people saw it.
Yeah. But I still stand with, like, if Travis Hunter bounces up and it's a personal foul, late hit, whatever, then there's no conversation about that kid. But it's unfortunate Hunter did get it. Sorry.
Yeah. And I think it's also, people are also more sensitive to this stuff after DeMar Hamlin too.
That's also very true. That is very true. But I mean, for example, I think it was our first game of the season, the Canes. We have a safety, a 5-star safety. And this man is talented, but he gets a lot of personal fouls for hits like that. He hits somebody like that. I mean, yeah, we were playing Miami, Ohio. I don't follow anybody, but nobody's like, oh my God, number 20 on the Canes needs to lose his scholarship, because there was no injury. It was the penalty, and that was it. But anyways, people were saying like the kid that had the dirty hit should be suspended X amount of time. First of all, it's very rare in football that the NCAA suspends somebody for a hit.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be something like super egregious, like a fight,
right?
Doing it, like threatening. I don't know, but a hit, you're not getting suspended excessive amount of time. College football, they do have the targeting rule to you miss like the second half. Like if you play till halftime, I think you miss the second half of the following game. So that's like the only thing you kind of will see. But losing his scholarship, that's like...
Wait, so people said
yes, people said that he should lose his scholarship for the hit that he laid.
Yeah, people are crazy.
And then just anything that Colorado does, like they are getting a lot of hype and shit for it, which is fine, but then you have... So, okay, this week they play Oregon on Saturday. So I saw a clip of them saying like, oh, Colorado's blasting Oregon's like music and fight song and all this during practices, which a lot of teams do, and there were people in their responses like, oh, every team does this. And then there were people on the other side trying to defend like Dion in Colorado, and they were just making like the dumbest points, like just trying to disagree. Like, I feel like there's so much to this that I could just go on forever, and I know I'm rambling.
But so it's like your problem isn't them. You just don't like that they're blowing it out of proportion.
Yes, so that's part of it. So this is a separate conversation. Like I know I started off with why I don't like Colorado and Dion, but this is just part of the conversation. That's all I'm gonna say. But with Dion, and maybe it's not his fault. Again, it's the media. That's what I started with. It's the media that's making me not like Dion. But they interviewing him for anything and everything. Like his sunglasses is a conversation. Like the ranking of his kid. Did you see that he ranked his kids?
Yeah.
That's a conversation. He's on.
He's been doing it for a while. It's just that there's more attention on it now.
Yeah, but my main point, and like I said, I could ramble for forever, is that the media is driving me nuts with every single thing Dion, every single thing Colorado. And I'm not, even if I get to the point of turning on them, like I'm still going to cheer for their success. It's just going to be like, I can't deal with Dion anymore. And then people comparing them to the old Miami Hurricanes. I'm like, all right, let's pump our brakes. And then people think they're going to like win the national championship. And
they are, bro.
They're going to have a success. Look, Dion's on right now. But they're going to have a successful season. I definitely agree with that. But their defense is boo-boo, bro. We all know that there's parity in college football now, but before it was pretty one-sided. And we know those big teams, they're going to be physical. Colorado's not physical enough. They have the speed, they have the talent. They're just not going to be. They're going to get bullied by whoever they play. If it's Georgia, they're going to get bullied by Georgia. They're not winning the national championship. And they played some decent teams, but they haven't played like any serious opposition. Colorado will be their first true test.
Oregon.
Oregon will be their first true test.
Well, not TCU? TCU was buns?
TCU had lost a lot coming out of the national championship. I don't think TCU is buns, but they're not that great a competition for us to truly be like, all right, this team is legit. Nebraska's not good at all. And then Colorado State is not that great of a football team. They had a great game plan, but we saw that Colorado.
Yeah, they went into that game 0-1 also.
Mm-hmm. So I think Colorado will be the true test, and I think Oregon will be their first true test. Colorado, I think they lose like 2 or 3 games, but like I said, they'll have a successful season for sure. But we definitely need to calm down on the national championship talk. But like I said, it can go on forever. I'm gonna leave it at that with Dion in Colorado. But you got nothing else you said to get off your chest?
No, I have nothing.
Best thing you've seen?
Best thing I've seen. I don't know. Nothing. Yeah.
Alright, well, I definitely want to say that is the best thing we've seen. Everyone on this pod and everyone in the Discord. I'm not going to say names because I'm sure they don't want their business out there, but one of our listeners, they reached their 1 year sobriety, so that was pretty dope.
Yeah, shout out to him. That's great.
Yeah. So proud of you. Continue to fight the fight. Be strong. Do what you do. We're proud of you. Other thing I have for best thing I've seen this week, Shelton. I never know how to say his name, but he's a Canes fan. And you've maybe seen the memes before. He's a Canes fan that always dresses in full uniform.
Oh yeah.
With the pads and everything, helmet. Attends every game, and for years people would like use him as a meme, which even Canes fans have done. But this season, I think it was it wasn't Barstool, but it was some other sports page, and they tweeted like, "Oh, this man thinks he's in the game." And I do think a lot of Canes fans were being sensitive, like they were just joking around, like we've done for years. But since then, like the reason as to why he goes to the Kings games dressed like that was made aware to like all these media outlets. And it's because he had a brother that was also a Kings fan, ended up unfortunately passing away from, I think it was pneumonia. So now he goes to all the games dressed in honor of his brother. And like the story's been ending up on like a lot of big pages, like Complex, I forget, it was something else that I seen today, but yeah, shout out to him.
Sounds like Uninterrupted might have.
Yeah, they might have, but yeah, shout out to him. So that was pretty dope to see his story getting some recognition.
Oh, for sure, yeah, and seeing the truth behind it, because it would. I mean, yeah, jokes are fun, but especially for something like that, and especially since the the jokes were getting attention. It's good to see like that kind of attention too.
Facts. Music, I have nothing music-wise. You have anything?
Nope.
Alright. Oh, actually, I lied. Olivia Rodrigo, her album's pretty dope. Tatiana would agree. Streaming. You saw that Squid Games is going to have a game show.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I saw that a little while ago.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so they definitely announced it a while ago, but they just
Gave like the
today
date and
gave,
stuff.
like the teaser, the date, all that stuff.
Okay.
And then guess how much the pot is to win?
Not 50K.
Bro, it's $4.5 million.
What?
4.56 mil. And I'm like, yo, why was it?
Why is it so exact?
I don't know. Also, can you remind me of the show? In the show, like they weren't able to lose money at all, right? Like
No, their life was on the line.
Yeah, I know that, but I couldn't remember if the pot could get reduced at all.
I wonder how insane the challenges are gonna
Yeah.
be, and what kind of waiver these people are gonna have to sign.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, imagine this is like a Black Mirror movie, but like imagine we all tune in to watch, and
We're watching people.
and people are dying.
Yeah, that is nuts.
And there's a disclaimer beforehand.
Yeah.
All the people that were freaking out about the HBO show with The Weeknd,
Yeah.
they're gonna be
Wild. Yeah.
they're gonna be. Oh man, what were you saying?
Well, no, I also questioned why it was such an exact number, and I wasn't sure if that had anything to do with it. But also the trailer, they didn't show anyone doing any of the challenges. Like they showed the sets and whatnot, which looks identical to the show, obviously. It's Netflix money, but yeah, for all we know, people could be dying for real.
Yeah, I'm
because
definitely tuning
the
in.
trailer didn't show anything.
I am definitely tuning in.
Yeah, same.
When
But
it drops.
I wanted to know, how come this wasn't announced, like, for real? Because I'm sure this is just a small portion of people that knew about it and were like, yeah, we're going to try out.
Maybe that's why.
Like,
Like, for the first one, it's just like you tell your friends and family to sign up. Only.
Like, I want to sign up and win that 4.5 mil, bro. Pay off all those debts. Also, streaming-wise, we have new season of Love is Blind.
Dang, I was gonna say it.
When you reacted like that, I was like, I wonder if that's what just came to mind.
Yeah.
You haven't watched it, have you?
No, you haven't?
No.
Bro, if time's down, let's turn it
I
on.
had the opportunity, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna wait for the weekend, but we can see if she's fine. I don't know if you saw Netflix tweeted this. The actual account name is Strong Black Lead, but it's a Netflix page. They said, name an actor that played their role a little too well, and now you look at them sideways.
Oh, so you want me to what mine are?
Yeah, who do you have as an actor or actress?
Willem Dafoe definitely was like that for me for a while.
In what movie?
From Spider-Man.
Yeah.
When he was the Green Goblin. But just from there forward, he's just like always, not always, but most of the time will play bad guys.
Yeah.
Or just like weird, like people you shouldn't trust. Let me see.
Bro, I'm pissed because I had a good one. I forgot who it was, and I'm the one that put this question down.
I feel like there's a lot, but
Mine was because even though it was Strong Black Lead, I'm like, damn, it's a white person. I know it was a white guy, but it's just not gonna come to me, bro.
well, you had to pick a black person.
You didn't have to, but I was like, I feel wrong for picking a black guy. A lot of people picked the dad from Fresh Prince.
The new Fresh Prince?
No, the old one. Like his
Uncle
real
Fez?
dad, the episode where his dad came.
Oh,
he was like a gray
okay.
hoodie.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm trying to find the initial tweet now. I can't even find it. Wait, fuck, what's he from? The one He kind of looks like a milk dud. He was in a Medea movie.
A milk dud?
Bro, this shit. Oh wait, I found the tweet.
House of Pain?
No. This dude. No, that's not him. 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 I can't name a single movie he was in, but I always look at him crazy. They put him in this Trunchbull. Denzel.
In what movie?
I don't know what movie this is.
Oh, what is it? Lawyer?
Samuel and Django. That's definitely a good one. Yeah, it's gonna drive me nuts, but
yeah.
it'll come to me later.
Oh, probably Anthony Mackie.
Oh, I know who it wasn't a white person. I did have a white person at first, but I remember who my true person was. It was Tupac. Tupac from Juice.
Mm-hmm.
Like after that movie, like yeah, I've heard his music before I ever watched that movie as a kid. But I feel like after that movie, I'm like, yo, this nigga Tupac evil for real. Cause me being a Biggie guy, like watching all the docs and feeling like I had to choose a side. Like I always saw Tupac as the villain, even though I know he's like the poet and whatnot. But that movie, I'm like, yo, this nigga's really evil.
I'm gonna have to watch it again.
I never looked at Tupac again.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Other streaming, Phil watched St. Gillis.
Yes.
Did you watch it or no?
Yeah. So I said last week I started watching. I didn't finish it, but I did finish it now, and it was very good. I also agree. I think you said it was one of your favorite ones you've seen as of late.
Yeah, of the year. Yeah,
that's same with me. I didn't watch the other person you also.
Michelle Wolf.
Yeah, Michelle Wolf.
Yeah, she's funny. Honestly, there's been a lot of good ones this year, but his was definitely.
Does Bobby Lee have specials? I know you like Bobby Lee as well.
I don't know. I haven't seen any. At least not any recently.
Bro, like I feel like my whole TikTok and YouTube just consists of like Bobby Lee suggestions.
Him and Theo.
And I watched it.
Them together.
Yeah. Andrew Santino is actually very funny as well.
He is.
I don't know about stand-ups, but just like him on podcasts and shit. And the show Dave, he's hilarious to me. Anything else you've been streaming?
Oh, I thought you were about to talk about this clip you watched.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say this clip I watched earlier. It was Andrew Santino's like savage moments or something like that. Of course, it had a lot of Bobby Lee in it. But I'm like, that shit had me dying.
No, yeah, he's funny. Theo Vaughn and Jordan Peterson are on a podcast, and it's pretty good.
This was recent?
Yeah, it's Theo Vaughn's technically, but it's like maybe it's like 2 weeks old, maybe.
Yeah.
Or 3 weeks. Yeah, it's pretty good. Streaming. What else?
Wait, Jordan Peterson, he's like the super controversial politician or some shit like that?
No, he's not a politician, but he's from Canada. He's pretty sure a psychologist, but he is he's only controversial to like not to say only, but he's done some. He's getting sued by like the board of. He talks about it more in there. He's getting sued by like the college's board in Canada for basically for speaking his mind, and they're trying to make him do social media re-education.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't think anything he says is too crazy. Kind of just like balances and gives like different perspectives. And he asks good, deep questions that some people don't really think of when they just join the side of an argument or just like say something. But yeah.
Gotcha. You ready for sports?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright, we got a lot of sports. So I saw a tweet. We'll start off with the NBA. Saw this tweet that said, if Hard Knocks had an NBA version, who would you want the team to be?
If Hard Knocks had an NBA version, who would I want the team to be? Clippers.
Yes. Why is that?
The podcast with Steve Ballmer on Podcast P, it was amazing. Like definitely watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like I like Steve Ballmer so much more now. Like I never disliked him, but he's just like he doesn't seem like he was the CEO of Microsoft.
Microsoft.
Yeah. He was one of the first people in the company too, like first 30 or something, or the 30th. But
It seems like he's on code 24/7.
yeah, he has so much energy. It's funny, but he has them dying laugh. He's like funny too, but he has them dying laughing the entire time. But wait, where were we? Oh, Clippers. Yeah. I think there's so many stories there. You know, like you have Bones Highland there, that you like. It's I don't say it was a bunch of misfits, but they've kind of just like, other than Paul George and Kawhi.
Okay.
I don't say they're misfits, but it's just like it's just a mixed bag of people.
Yeah.
Ty Lue's a good coach, and I like how he coaches and how like not the things he says, but yeah, the things he says. Paul George, obviously, we're a fan of him. He's good on his podcast, and then also you get to see more of Kawhi and what he's like. You know, you would never get that in any other.
Exactly.
Like, there's no other way you're gonna get that other than that kind of thing. And you might not even get that much, but it'll be more than we've seen of him ever. Yeah.
So mine is going to be the Heat, and I'm surprised you didn't say the Heat, but Jimmy. Actually, it's either the Heat or the T-Wolves. So Jimmy Butler, I feel like would be entertaining as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see the joking side of him. You're going to see the extremely competitive side of him, cursing out teammates, this and that, and just that Heat culture. Of course, because I'm surrounded by Heat fans and people that are knowledgeable about the organization, I know that they truly do get together, but I feel like even if you were an outsider, you'd still get that vibe. So just seeing them interact with one another, getting glimpses of Pat Riley and Coach Spo. But outside of that, the T-Wolves, I'm just a huge Anthony Edwards fan.
Yeah.
Like, that nigga is hilarious to me. He's someone, if they had a podcast, I'm listening to that like as soon as it downloads. But seeing his interaction with Kat being somebody that, as much as I love and I hate Kat.
Oh, you hate Kat?
Yeah, I do not like Kat at all. But also,
I like him more than people hate it.
Really?
Most people, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people hate him, just not hate him, but you hate him because he's awkward. He's just a regular, like he's a super regular person, and like what? Yeah.
But even though
I think he's genuine and just like that's just who he is.
Yeah.
You know.
But it has nothing to do with like his personality. It's just his play on the court.
Yeah.
And he just seems like a little bitch. Like he seems like someone, if I was on a team with him, that I would be so frustrated with. Like the center that's always last across the line. Like he seems like that motherfucker.
Yeah.
But his awkwardness and the way he like switches up on all the interviews and podcasts that I see in interviews, like that's actually funny and entertaining.
Okay.
So I would actually enjoy that, and that's part of what I want to see.
He plays harder now, but when he was first in the league, I think he was like that too. But he actually, I feel like he plays like he cares now.
Yeah.
And that's why I started liking him a little more. Like I liked him when he first got in the league, and then kind of was like, all right, it don't seem like he really cares.
Yeah.
But now it seems like he cares more.
For sure. But yeah, those are definitely mine too.
Yeah. And the Heat would never happen. That's why it didn't even cross my mind. Like the Heat would never allow that.
But if they would,
it would be cool.
Yeah.
But even still, like, Jimmy really wouldn't want to do that either.
Yeah.
Because he's very conscious of his image and likeness and how people make money off of it and stuff, or can. So
I feel like he's so authentically himself.
Right, but he puts all that stuff out, you know.
Yeah.
And like we'll put it on his YouTube or whatever. So like it's coming back to him in some way, and nothing is like he doesn't do anything for free, really, you know.
Yeah.
Or without like understanding that there's monetary value to it.
Yeah.
obviously if he was like obligated to the team, he would. But the Heat, like nothing ever really gets leaked for the Heat or by the Heat, you know. Until like unless it's like a done deal trade. Like no, there's no the rumors or whatever. People here don't get in trouble. I'm not saying that that's because stuff is hidden, but it's I don't know. It's just a lot that's like that's basically like behind closed doors.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, that's a good idea. Of course, that show would last way longer than Hard Knocks.
Yeah, the entire season.
Yeah, but Hard Knocks is only preseason, so I don't
like
know. I mean, I guess they do the exhibition games in preseason for NBA as well, but I don't know. It's a dope idea. While we were on NBA, HBO Max or just Max will be streaming NBA games this upcoming season in the mid-season tournament that they have without any additional charge. So shout out to HBO Max and not following suit of MLS with Apple Plus and making it a paid subscription. So, you think Netflix?
Wait, why is that different?
What do you mean? Well, why is what different?
Oh, so you have to get Apple Plus?
Yeah, you can. If you have Apple Plus,
yeah, you also have to get
you
a subscription.
Yes, you also have to pay for an MLS package.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't understand that in the first time. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, but getting off NBA, next we will switch to college. I saw Complex had posted this. Did you see Complex? Do you follow Complex Sports?
Yeah. Did they do like?
It was the top 20 biggest college athletes.
Oh yeah.
Of the last 20 years.
And they showed like number 12, 10, and like 5 or something.
Yeah. Bro, this list is horrendous. Did you look at the entire 15?
Or the ones that they showed? No, not the entire 15.
Yeah, so they didn't show one on that initial
Who do they have as one?
So one is Johnny Manziel.
What?
Which, is he up there? Absolutely. But as much as I hate this nigga, I feel like no one in the past 20 years was bigger than Tebow, bro.
In college football? Yeah, definitely.
And just in college in general, I don't think anyone was bigger than Tebow. So they had
Reggie Bush maybe, but that's probably close.
Yeah, Reggie Bush you can definitely say. So Reggie Bush was actually 2, which I'm not mad at that. 3, this is where I get pissed off. It goes back to my previous.
They're just finding a reason to put them in there.
So I didn't want to bring this up earlier, and that's kind of when I stopped myself. But number 3 on this list, bro, is Dion Coach Prime Sanders, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that is wild to me.
And this is the biggest names in college football thing?
The title of this article is... Why did not bring me to the top? The biggest college sports stars in the past 20 years ranked.
Yeah.
And they have Dion Sanders as number 3. Is what he's doing amazing? Yes. Is the conversation circling around Prime right now? Yes. But I still feel like because we're in this microwave era, like Tebow is still a bigger, like Dion also.
Oh, they have him over Tebow. Yeah. Because Tebow was 5.
Yeah.
Who's 4? Baker Mayfield?
I actually don't even think Baker was on this list if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay.
4 is Zion.
Zion? Okay.
Which I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
I still think Tebow should be ahead and Tebow should be 1, but I'm not mad at Zion.
The thing is that like, I think, well, you gotta understand, complex is, or I think you gotta like adjust your lens. Complex is pop culture, right?
Yeah.
So, I think that they're taking that into account too. So like, Tebow, yes, he had college football and everyone in college football paying attention, but he wasn't as big of like a pop culture pull. Like, Deion Sanders had The Rock at the game. Okay? Like that, he could possibly be number 1 for that one. The people that they had at college game day, the first time ever, probably for Colorado, and just the amount of like, Lil Wayne was there, Offset was there on the sideline being interviewed, like commentating on the game, like, Kawhi Leonard was there, like
Yeah, that's wild.
Chauncey Billups and Kyle Lowry, and like it's Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp. Who else? You can't like that's
The list goes on.
the amount like that. It looked like the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
At Colorado, like all those people don't go to the Super Bowl, so that's why like if you're talking about star, maybe not like us. I think so. It's just like I mean, yeah, Tebow would be in every headline, but just not the same way that this is now. Obviously, you have more outlets, so there's more like 24/7 news. But I think that yeah, it's kind of. I feel like the peak of just even that last game against Colorado State. No one, even if it's just like a blip in the entire season, no one's had a peak like that.
Yeah. Okay. You might have swayed me a little bit. You might have swayed me a lot, actually.
A lot.
So maybe I'm not mad at it. Maybe I'm just hating, I guess. But I also.
But the other people on the list, like I don't know that they make a ton of sense. Zion being up there is good.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely Tebow should be up there. Redigo should be up there. Johnny Manziel, maybe. I guess like Johnny football was a big deal.
It was. But I also feel like some of those other people were big.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I don't think I would have number one.
Like Joe Burrow at 7, I also feel like that's kind of high. Like Joe Burrow and that team was amazing.
Yeah.
But ahead of Cam Newton, ahead of Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, they're just more Angel. So their list is kind of weird because Angel Reese was down there.
Yeah.
If you're looking at pop culture and like how if they were in the mainstream narrative, not just in the mainstream sports narrative,
Mm-hmm.
like Angel Reese should be higher also.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a couple. I forget who you kind of named there. But
I think Caitlin Clark was right after her.
mm. Yeah, so there's definitely a recency bias in there. But it's all. I mean, also like sports are becoming more pop culture than they were back then.
Yeah. True. Well, good job, AJ, on swaying me on.
It just depends on what lens you're looking at it
Yeah.
from. So if it was ESPN, I feel like their list would be different. But being that it's complex and how the stories they tell and stuff,
Yeah.
that might be why.
Moving on to NFL. So we're in week 2, going on to week 3. Well, already we started week 3 with the Thursday night game. We've had some very major injuries already. It's been tough.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So week 1, we have Aaron Rodgers. Excited to see the Jets, what they look like this season. Been watching Hard Knocks. Been seething for the season and the Jets. And for it to last not even 5 plays of all this hype, Aaron Rodgers gets sacked, tears his Achilles, which AJ called right away. So not shout out,
Shout out to you.
but good job on recognizing that. So we had an A-Rod week 1. Week 2 just passed. We had Nick Chubb, another primetime game. Leg just completely snaps, tears probably everything in there, and yeah, season-ending injury. I mean, it's the same knee that he had injured once before, I think when he was at Georgia. And then just recently, Trayvon Diggs, I think at practice. So
Yeah.
sorry, Lindsey. Tears his ACL, assuming that's season-ending as well. Or have they not said about
No, I think it is. Yeah, it's ACL.
Yeah. So it's been rough. Knock on wood.
Oh my gosh.
He'll be
You seen Bart? Go
So
ahead.
what?
No, finish what you're saying.
I was just gonna say, knock on wood. My Bucks, and your Dolphins, and I think the Commanders have not experienced any major injuries yet. So
No, not yet.
hopefully nothing too crazy. But my Bucks 2-0. Your Commanders 2-0.
Yes,
Your
sir.
Dolphins 2-0.
Yeah, they're.
We undefeated. squad
Who?
over
Like,
here.
when was the last time the Dolphins and the Commanders were 2-0 at the same
For real.
time?
Phil's-
Probably never.
Phil's Eagles undefeated.
By the skin of their teeth,
Yeah.
too. That's annoying. Because they probably played the 2 worst games they're going to play, and they managed to be 2-0.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, I do hope they keep it up one more game because they play my Bucks on Monday Night Football, Bucks Eagles.
If you're watching on YouTube, the camera's definitely gotten darker because the sun is setting. But I just looked and noticed. But yeah, so the Bucks and Eagles are playing?
Yeah, Monday night.
Wait, the Tampa Bay Bucks are playing the Eagles Monday night?
Yeah.
Dang, we should do something.
I think it's a double-header Monday night game again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who the other two teams are. Also, speaking of which, I know a lot of people actually are not a fan of the doubleheader Monday nights. I don't mind it. I like being able to switch between, especially if it's a game I don't care about. Like last week when it was fucking Saints, Panthers, and whoever the other two were.
Yeah.
But I like being able to switch back and forth. But make sure it's two good teams, because this upcoming week, that'll be fun, or two good games. This week it'll be fun to switch between Bucks, Eagles, and whoever's the other game, which I already forgot.
It is a good game. Well,
yeah.
I mean, we'll do pick-ems and figure it
Yeah.
out. But,
Yeah. So we'll actually do that right now. I'll pull up. You have the games, or I already hyperlinked it in, so I can get it up. Pause.
Nah, yeah, I can do. We all picked the 49ers. It already happened.
Yeah.
We all picked them.
So
You want to take them down, or?
yeah, I'll write them
Okay.
whenever you're ready.
Colts versus Ravens.
I'm taking the Ravens on that.
Same, I got Ravens. They didn't send theirs yet. I just texted them, but we'll get them before and let the Discord know. Broncos at Dolphins.
I got the Dolphins.
Same. Steelers at the Raiders.
I think I might go Raiders.
Yeah, that offense looked crazy, but their defense is so good. I think Raiders are favored. Raiders are at home. They're like slightly favored.
By how much? Like 3.5?
Let me see. 2.5.
Okay.
But the matchup predictor is like 50.6 to 49.
Yeah.
I want to say. I really want to say the Steelers, but I think I'm gonna say Raiders. They're at home.
I mean, it's so hard to go against Mike Tomlin, bro.
Yeah.
But
That's
the
right.
Steelers just so booed to me right now.
Yeah, I think someone got hurt too. I'm not sure though. I know Minka got hurt in the last game, but I don't know if he's like out.
Bro, that's who it was. Steelers and who?
And Browns. Jerome Ford.
Bro, that game outside of the injury,
Yeah.
it just felt like a comedy. Like the turnovers that were happening, like just all the dumb shit.
Yeah.
Bro, that game, I felt like I was watching Three Stooges all play football.
For sure. The Steelers won, scoring more points on defense than their offense.
Yeah.
Titans at Browns.
Well, Kareem Hunt is back to being a Brown. Interesting to see how the Ford Hunt backfield looks like.
Yeah.
But I think you said it's Browns versus who?
Titans.
Browns versus Titans. The Titans, another team that just looked boo-boo to me, man. So I'm gonna go Browns.
Yeah, they're 1-1. They beat the Chargers last week.
Yeah, but
they were not
it
supposed
was
to.
an ugly game.
Yeah. And the Browns have a good defense. Yeah, I'm definitely going Browns too. Patriots, Jets. Jets are 1-1. Patriots 0-2.
I think this is where the Pats get off the schneid. I'm going Pats.
Yeah, I think so too.
Can we agree on everything?
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
They may not, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But I just for my reason is the Patriots. I mean, they played the Eagles the first game, and then they played the Dolphins the second. So they're 0-2, but they played two tough teams, and they played them well. So
Yeah.
the Jets, I think they're going to keep sliding, and then after this week, they'll be like, all right, we need to find a replacement for Zach Wilson. Bills at Commanders. This is going to be tough for me because we're at home.
And y'all rolling right now.
We're finding a way to get it done. I think the in the power ranking wise, Bills are probably ahead of us because they just like mollywop the Raiders.
Yeah.
But we've been finding a way to get it done.
I can't even remember if I said it or not, but I'm going Bills.
Yeah, but I think everyone should go Bills, but I think the homer in me is gonna say Commanders. Because I'm saying Commanders. I definitely think we can win, and there's a path to us winning, especially since our defense has been playing well, and their defense has not been that great. We'll just have to make Josh Allen turn the ball over. Lions and Falcons. I'm pissed at the Lions for last week.
I'm not gonna lie, Bijan has been looking amazing, which I thought there'd be a little bit of growing pains as well as a lot more of splitting of carries. Bijan has looked fantastic, but Desmond Ridder is ass, bro.
He is, right?
Yeah.
I hope he gets it together, but
So
not this game.
I'm going, wait, you said, yeah, I'm going Lions.
Yeah, I'm going Lions too. I'm going Lions too. I need, selfishly for fantasy, I need Jahmyr Gibbs to have a game. But I think they're just a more complete team. They just lost to the Seahawks.
Yeah.
At home, so that's weak, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Lions also. I think this is like obviously people are gonna differ from me on the Bills and Commanders, but Falcons, Lions, that's a close one too. Saints, Packers, here's another tough one.
Packers haven't looked as bad as what everyone thought. Jordan Love's been hooping actually. Are they undefeated or 1-1?
They're 1-1. They lost to the Falcons actually in a close game.
Got you. I think I'm gonna go Packers. Like the NFC South is just ass. Like even though the Bucks are 2-0, like we should not be 2-0 with how we've been playing. Our defense actually been pretty good, but our offense been booty with Baker.
Yeah, I want to go Packers, but I just think that they're too hurt right now. Like if Christian Watson, I'm gonna say Packers, but I might change it as a game time to depending on who plays, because Aaron Jones is hurt, Watson's hurt. They still found a way to get in the end zone last week, but I think this defense is a little bit better than the Falcons. Texans at the Jaguars.
Jags.
I think this is the week that Texans get it together, but I'm gonna go Jags too because they just look more legit. Their defense played well against Kansas City too. But I definitely think Texans could sneak one out.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna go Jags.
Bet.
The line is 8 points. If I was betting, I'd probably bet against the line. I think it might be closer than 8. But Chargers Vikings. That one's a toss up too. It's a 1 point favorite to Minnesota. They're both 0-2.
Yeah, two teams that are 0-2 that should have no business being 0-2.
Austin Eckler isn't playing.
Yeah. Where is this?
In Minnesota.
I'm going Minnesota. Going Vikes.
Yeah, we'll go Minnesota too. I'm hoping Justin Jefferson has a crazy game.
Well, he's already had 2 crazy games.
Well, I mean, without touchdowns.
Yeah.
But in the last game, he had that fumble where they would have taken the lead on that touchdown. Against it was the Eagles, right? It was the Eagles. So I think he might be coming out ready to get in the end zone, prove himself type thing. I'm gonna go Vikings.
Alright.
That's a toss-up too, though. Panthers at Seahawks.
I'm going Seahawks.
Same Seahawks.
Did Bryce Young get hurt?
I don't know.
Because I thought I saw a tweet earlier saying that someone else was starting. Andy Dalton.
Yeah, he's out. That is out. I don't know what it is.
You said Seahawks, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes no sense to that one. And then Cowboys at Cardinals.
Well, Cowboys have been looking good. Cardinals have been looking boo-boo.
Think this one's an easy one?
Trayvon getting hurt.
Yeah.
So does the Dallas secondary step up? in his absence, or do they turn to ass? I mean, they do have Stephon Gilmore, so I do have trust in him. Going Cowboys easily.
Yeah, I got Cowboys too. Bears, Chiefs, another easy one.
Yeah, Chiefs.
Sorry,
I don't know what is happening with the Bears. I know their defensive coordinator's house one, he resigned, but I guess he resigned as a result of his house getting raided, and there was some sketchy stuff happening, but they didn't release what.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you see that a bunch of equipment just got stolen
Yeah,
from soldiers?
that happened today.
Like right after?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening in Chicago.
Yeah.
So.
They're not locked in right now.
Chiefs.
They can't be locked in. Justin Fields, what's going to happen with him, bro?
I don't know. Too much turmoil.
All right, and then we got Bengals and the Rams. That's the other Monday night game. That's the second one. That's the one on ESPN.
That's a good game. Both good games. It's a toss-up for me.
It's at Cincinnati.
Are Bengals 0-2?
Yeah, they're 0-2, yeah.
I think this is the week. Where they put it together.
Yeah. They don't go 0-3? It's so close. Because the Rams are playing well.
Nuka Puka, what's his name?
Puka Nacua. Nuka Puka. So Joe Burrow's status is like in doubt.
Oh yeah.
So if Joe Burrow plays, then I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna just say it from now. If Joe Burrow plays, I'm going with the Bengals. But if he doesn't play, I'm going with the Rams. And that's that.
That's it?
No, we got Eagles and Browns.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't know we did that one. So I know I said we have no business being 0-2. 2-0.
But?
Why am I taking wins away? I know I said we shouldn't be 2-0.
Yeah.
But.
Big but.
We
like big butts.
I think we go 3-0.
Okay, Zach. I wish Bill was here.
I don't even know if this is home or away.
Yeah.
But I still think we go 3-0. Eagles haven't looked too hot starting off. We have our momentum rolling. I do think we eventually hit a wall.
Dang.
But I think we go 3-0.
How do you think it happens though? It's gonna have to be through the air, right?
Our defense has been
been
locked down. Baker, I think this is going to be a scrappy game. I absolutely do not think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game by either team. And of course, watch I say that, and it's the complete opposite because that's my luck. But I think it's a defensive battle, turnovers both ways. But I think Eagles win the turnover battle, but our defense might be just good enough to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So we shall see. We'll see dumb mistakes both ways.
I think I'm picking Eagles. Sorry, Zach.
No, that's fine.
But I have AJ Brown fantasy, so I kind of need him to go off.
Mike Evans been hooping on our side.
He has been, yes. I like seeing that too because obviously he's had a bunch of quarterbacks and not great ones. It's good to see that Baker's not killing his career, making it hard for him.
Yeah. I'm glad that man's.
But the Eagles' run defense is pretty good, so that's
our run offense hasn't been that great.
Yeah, I mean Rafael White had a better game last game, but he did that like catching passes too. So
yeah,
I think it's a good Monday night game. You know, like I think when it was at the beginning of the season, you probably would have been like, oh, what the hell? Why did they make this a Monday night game?
Yeah.
But it's actually a decent one.
Yeah, so the 2-0 Bucks versus the 2-0 Eagles. That's the last one, right?
Yeah. How you feeling about fantasy?
I'm doing well right now. I took in the Saber for the Pod one that we have. Took a loss, but I had the highest points scored in a loss and the second highest points scored in the entire league. So I'm not mad at it. It was 1 versus 2 that week, and someone had to lose. So my team, I do feel, is overperforming a bit. But I feel like it can be consistent. My running backs are kind of ass, but we're getting it done through the air. So I'm not mad at it. I can't even remember who my running backs are for this league. I know I have Joe Mixon because I have him in both. I have Joe Mixon, Pacheco, who hasn't done shit, and then Damian Pierce, who also has not done shit.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I have Tyreek Hill.
Their line just looks so bad over there in Houston.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud looks lit, though.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be better than Bryce Young, too. I don't know, like, if I had the first overall pick, I probably would have picked the person who was bigger like, of the two. But he just looks like, I mean, obviously it's easier to pass in the NFL when you're a bigger quarterback, but
Exactly.
he looks better so far.
I also forgot to say I had Aaron Rodgers in this league, so losing him was brutal. But luckily, Kirk Cousins, even though the Vikings looked, but
You still won the first week, too, right?
no, I lost.
Oh, so you're 0-2?
No, I'm 1-1.
Well, I'm saying you started Aaron Rodgers that first week or no?
No, I actually sat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the game I lost. So I lost by 2, but it still kind of fucked me because I had Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
So I feel like had Aaron Rodgers been playing,
You would have had a nice little 1-2.
because I needed 16 points from him. I needed a big game. He still played a decent game, but I only got 14.
Yeah.
So that's why I lost by 2 points. But
Yeah, I'm 0-2 so I'm in 4 leagues right now. I'm in ours, and then I'm in an NSC one with Luke, and then I'm co-managing my dad's. So basically doing it, it's just like he calls me daily or
yeah,
once every couple of days. Like, all right, what's the plan? He's 2-0, and he's been the highest scorer in both weeks. So we're doing well over there. But in both of my other leagues where I was 0-2, I had a really good team. It's just like both weeks my bench took off, and I had a lot of talent that's just like, I'm gonna have to make decisions. I was gonna have to make decisions every week on who to play. That's leading to something else. But I also have underperformers like AJ Brown and Josh Jacobs and Jahmyr Gibbs in the podcast league. So, and Breece Hall, he went off 1 week, and then the next week they gave him 4 runs. So it's just been hard to figure out who to play. Like Zach Moss took off my bench, Nico Collins took off my bench, and there's like someone else. Oh, Rashad White took off my bench too. But so in the pod one, I'm still on to trying to make trades, trying to shake things up a little bit, try to just like consolidate.
yeah.
But haven't been able to. But I did in the NSU chat or NSU league, and I ended up getting Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, it's lit.
So
For who?
It was a lot of it was Breece Hall, Jerome Ford. This one is the super flex league, so there's 2 quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson and Terry McLaurin.
Okay.
So like all starter caliber players, and then I got back Christian McCaffrey, Kyler Murray, who is on PUP, Derek Carr, who is butt cheeks right now, and Kendrick Bourne. So really, I was just trying to get Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Especially because I had a bunch of depth. Like I have, in that league I have Jonathan Taylor whenever he comes back, and I have Zach Moss,
Gotcha.
and I have Brian Robinson. So I'm pretty straight on running. I'll be really good on running back, but I can still hold down the fort with what I have. I mean, barring injury. But and I picked up Roshan Johnson because I think he's going to be good too, or end up getting the starting job, or at least being like splitting work. But yeah, so I mean, I get almost every league I get Christian McCaffrey, or like I draft him if I can. If I can't, then I try to trade for him. And I have him in a dynasty league, and I've had him since like his rookie year. So it's just something I like watching and have it on my team anyway. But yeah, so trying to gain a couple wins now. And I think I'm playing in the podcast league someone who's good. So it'll be a tough way to get. Hopefully AJ Brown takes off this one. Sorry, Zach, but hopefully AJ Brown gets some scores.
Oh, you're playing Brittany, Luke's old coworker, who I lost in week 1.
Yeah.
So,
But she has Tua, right? And
she has Trevor Lawrence, Bijan, Derrick Henry, Derek Sample.
Oh,
Her team's
Deebo
not that
Samuel.
great, bro.
Well, she has Deebo Samuel hit to go to 25. She has Bijan, who's the other running back?
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, like he might be good. Who are the other receivers?
Debo, Terry McLaurin,
Oh,
and
Terry.
Evan Ingram at tight end.
Yeah, it's not great, but not bad.
Yeah.
I'm just 0-2, so it's like I need to make sure I can do that.
Yeah.
And she's already 25 points with Deebo, so.
Exactly.
But I think that's it. That's all I got.
Yup, same. It's been another episode of Sacred Pod.
We gotta go off of audio of that.
Oh, it didn't record, or you never hit record?
I have no clue at this point. I don't know why I'm still talking into this mic.
Well, hopefully the camera picked that up, because there's no way in hell I'm recording again.
We can't. Yo, they're gonna have I'm still talking into the mic. They're gonna have terrible audio.
Oh dear. Oh. Oh well.
Episode 1, 2, 3. We thought this was gonna be a good leg episode.
Yeah, for real.
Peace. Damn.
He never recorded. Off a camera audio, we never recorded.
I am toast.